welcome to Rock the Crown.
Welcome, Crown Nation. It's your Queen Nefertari, and I'm here with my queens, Naima and Nafisa. Hey, everybody. Wa alaikum salam. And Ramadan Mubarak, everyone. So, hey, everybody, we're here today. Yes, we're here today with Rock the Crown, and we have our dynamic couple who we've had on the show before, Bilal and Shaeeda, Bilal Haziz and Shaeeda Sween. We've had them a couple seasons ago, and we talked about bringing them back, and so they are back today. We want to dig in and find out a little bit about what's going on today with the dynamic couple, okay? Thank you, Shaeeda and Bilal, for joining us today.
Yeah, for sure.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Excited to do it.
So, what I'm really liking is how you guys have started narrating your own story. I've really enjoyed watching you all. We're very inspired about how you started your vlog, just watching you and, what you guys do as a couple and how you've really grown close together and, your dates out on the town, just all of that, And so I know you've got a lot going on. Tell us a little bit about your vlog and how you got started with
that. Yeah, I mean, we thought that, we had a following and stuff like that, and people were really intrigued about what was going on, etc. So, when you're on a show like that, you have a lot of different couples, so you only have, a very small, time to be actually on the show, and then we film so much stuff, and then, it's cut down. Like, I remember once someone said like only 10% is actually put into the show, so. So you miss out a lot of different stuff. So we was like, like let people see like our actually real life, like what we really do, our day to day.
Yeah, and I think we got a lot of comments, people asking us what's going on next. Like, and we were like, let's keep the audience connected with us even after this show, because people will be like, what's going on next with Bilal and Shai? Like, what you guys are doing? So we were like, let us show them our life and let them see what we're up to.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Alhamdulillah. So that also goes into the Ramadan messaging that you all have been presenting to your fans and to the audience. So tell us a little bit about what made you say, hey, you know what, let's just go ahead and start talking about Ramadan. Because I know that, you all also, everybody knows that you all are Muslim, but maybe they don't see that you practice every single day, and especially during this month of Ramadan. So kind of tell us a little bit about what's happening with your Ramadan messaging and what made you do
that? Yeah, we both, we wear our religion on our sleeves, and it's a makeup of who we are. And so in doing our vlog, we was like, if we're going to show our real life, then like our faith is us, like our everyday life, and just in how whether we go to a restaurant and we pray, all these different things. And so the Ramadan came, and we thought it was just a great opportunity for people who follow us who are Muslim, but also people who follow us who are non-Muslim, who don't necessarily know what Ramadan is, or just like what is the day-to-day life of a Muslim, specifically living here in the West, where when it's Ramadan, like everything doesn't shut down like it does, in the East. So we still have to go to work. We still got responsibilities and all the day-to-day life that we do. And you have your iftars and you have your Taraweeh prayer, and then you got to turn around and do it all over again a couple of hours later, So seeing what that actually looks like,
Yeah, and if they follow us, they would see that even last year we were featured on 90 Day doing Ramadan. But although it was very short, we wanted to show them a lengthier version of Ramadan. So that was like our second time doing Ramadan publicly.
That was very nice. And I love, Shaeeda, how you were mentioning that Bilal has responsibilities that sometimes he may not get to because he's so busy during
the vacuum thing.
Yes, vacuum thing. That was funny.
Yeah,
I did clean the mirrors and I did in the bathroom and stuff. So
Okay, alhamdulillah.
you mean that was after, before I run after you?
that was before. That was before.
Alhamdulillah.
It's still Ramadan too, by the way.
Okay.
Right. That's that right. We're looking forward to that iftar tonight, though. I know I am in my house. One of the questions, I think any popular questions that you all had was concerning the dog. Have a dog? And people are like, oh, how can you have a dog and you're Muslim? And tell us a little bit about what's that all about.
I get
how
so
you
many
navigate
red
that.
flags. When it came to the dog fox, there were so many red flags. People are thinking, oh, he probably on the bed, he's in the kitchen, he's in the living room. But no. Fox has its own area. I tell a lot of people, Fox area is like basically like big as an apartment, right? Takes up a lot of space in the basement. He has, he has his own little dog area with his bowl, his nice little doggy bed. I take him for a walk because he gets bored sometimes. So I will take him for a walk. When I come back from walks, I take off my clothes, I wash my clothes, I wash my hands, I take a bath. So it's not like, oh doggy, let's play up and it's nothing, it's not so intimate. Every now and then I'll give him a little, hey boy, give him a doggy treat, wash my hands as usual.
So you won't let the dog kiss you in the mouth?
No. No.
A lot of people probably do want to know that.
Yeah, it's I don't know, like it's one of those things that as Muslims, like, sometimes we think everything could be taboo, when we don't have clear direction. Where we're told to first and foremost go into the Quran and see what Allah says. Like, and even in the Quran, dog specifically is actually mentioned a couple of times. Where you're looking at Surah Kaf, the cave, when the young men were in the cave and sleeping, and to Allah talks about even what you're supposed to eat, and when you train your hunting animals, your dogs, to catch that, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not to say that you can't have a dog. Now, we don't have the dog in the house. We do know there's hadiths about the angels don't come into a house, et cetera. So the dog is a dog that is not in our living area, and it's usually outside. But when the weather elements get cold, then it goes into an unfinished area of the basement. That is for PETA out there, is a nice area as well.
I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily in our home and our living environment or anything like that.
Yeah, so. And when we say basement, people think, oh my God, you put a dog in a basement, that's cruel. Fox has a really nice living area. It cleans out like every day. He goes for walks. He gets his nails done. He gets baths. He's been taken care of really good, and he gets really nice dog chow. Right? He eats really good.
Yeah, I think somebody once said, like, well, you can only have a dog if there's for hunting or for protection. I'm like, well, he protects us. So
he does.
Actually, it was my father's dog, and he had it at our home that we grew up at, which was really to protect the home. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to move on to another area which could be a little more sensitive. Bilal, there was a saying out there where you became very popular when you got down on one knee. Only it wasn't, will you marry me? This was, will you agree to go half on a baby? So that was like one of those moments that was that people just always remember. And so with seeing that, people always had the question wondering, if you wanted to have another child and, you guys, agreed to go, to go ahead and do this. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I actually did do that too. Will you marry me? But it did make the cut. But but
Before you move forward, you want to clarify it's not financial because people say when you go
yeah,
half on a baby, he wants you to pay half.
people
Oh,
say,
that's okay.
Yes, I want. This is your moment to
okay,
clarify that.
yeah. Well, a couple of things. One, yeah, half on a baby. If people are used to our vernacular as African Americans coming from our culture, specifically, our generation, they know that's a saying. I think R. Kelly made that kind of famous, but this means that, it takes two to make a child, right? And even, science says, you need X amount of chromosomes versus X amount of chromosomes to, so half makes a child. So,
Mhm.
so that's what that kind of means, half on a baby. But on the show, I don't know, for some reason, a lot of people got in their mindset to think that like I never wanted to have children.
Mhm.
I've always wanted to have children, more children. However, it was just a matter of time, you know. Um, I ask you guys this: picture and imagine. Close your eyes and just picture and imagine. No, no, seriously, just picture and imagine. Okay, let's say you know you're childbearing age and you meet someone and you was only around them for 7 days, and you decided to get married, and then and the next you have 90 days to get married, right? And someone's like, hey, let's have a child. So you're talking a total of 97 days of totally being with around someone.
Mhm.
Will you have a child in 97 days? Like literally, that's kind of like how you have to put it's like, okay, not that I don't want to have a child. Let's just get some chance to get to know each other a little bit more, spend more time with each other. And I get the clock is ticking and all that. However, we have to we have to put all that, think about all that perspective. So it wasn't anything about no, we don't have any children. All that. It's just like, hey, let's just spend some quality time with each other, get to know each other. Because as you all know, who have children, things do change when you have children, and it's supposed to change. It's like your life's supposed to change when you get married. You're not supposed to be the same person that you were when you were single, right? So I think that's did I touch on most of your questions?
Yes, that's good. That's good. So after when you go half on the baby, Shaeeda, you put a post out that definitely attracted the fans where it was I lost the bump. And so I know that, you got pregnant, but you guys suffered a miscarriage, and you decided to go on and where you kind of already decided to follow yourselves because you guys were kind of creating the videos because you thought maybe you might do something later. Only, the loss came. And so, but with that, you decided to go ahead and let the world into your personal space and let them just kind of see the experiences that you were having. So that's one of the vlogs that you created. And so, Shaeeda, tell us why you decided to share this information and how difficult was it for you to be able to open up, after this happened? And then this is kind of like a multiple question thing. And then lastly, do you think that maybe you decided to do this too to kind of help other women who may be who also have experienced this?
Okay. So I mistakenly answered a fan and said I lost the bump, and I actually deleted a comment like 2 hours later. The blogs pick up on it and was like, oh my God, it's audio already. And I was like, oh my God, what do we do? But I was like, what do we do? So I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. I just like, I lost the bump. And it was like, oh, Shaeeda lost the bump. So it was like, okay, it's audio already. Let's go ahead and share our picture. It was just a picture in the hospital that we took together. And the picture received so much positive reviews and so much comments and women saying, oh, this happened to me. I like 5 miscarriages before I had my 4 children, or 3 miscarriages before I had 2 children. And I was like, okay, I am not alone. So I was like, Bilal, remember those videos that I was compiling thinking that I'm going to post it when I actually give birth? He was like, yes. I was like, maybe I should release those videos. I was kind of like contemplating because I was like, okay, I don't have a baby to show that, hey, there's a baby at the end of the video. But because so many women were touched by it, and even talking to family members, even my mother-in-law, a lot of people experience miscarriages, and it was like, it's something that gets swept under the rug. Women don't really speak about it or post about it. But I was like, you know what? Seeing that I'm already a public figure and I put my life on TV, people know me as a woman who wants to have a child. It's best I could, just connect with that community of women who experience the same thing. Mm-hmm. So we compiled the video, and although we didn't have a baby to show, it was just like telling people, if you're experiencing miscarriage, you're not alone. Mm-hmm. Have someone to talk to. And I felt like we got so much positive response from that video that it helped me heal. Mm-hmm. It helped me heal. And I felt like I needed that closure just for a woman to say, hey, I've been there. And you know what I love about it? When I read a comment about a miscarriage, it's always a comment that follow up with, I had a miscarriage, but I had like 2 or 3 children afterwards. Mm-hmm. And that is what I hold on to.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's something.
It took a lot of, I don't know, like because we initially were just, like she mentioned, just vlogging for, when we give birth, and then, the unfortunate miscarriage happened, and we really didn't even want to, that wasn't going to even see the light of day.
No.
And, but like she said, after that post we put, and then we was like, what, maybe we should do something, because a lot of other people, just from those comments, are going through something similar, and they don't have anybody to talk to, or, a lot of women hold things in, and etc. So we thought it would be a great opportunity to, even though it was a loss, but to be able to share that to everybody, to say, like, hey, I know you guys have been going through some things as well too, and talk to other people if you need to, and but at the end of the day, there's always light, at the end of the tunnel,
Yeah.
And,
that just made me also think about it, because a lot of times we think about the women in the experience, but what I realized too, in watching that, is that, because it also has an effect on the fathers as well when they have a loss. And so just seeing the, the whole experience with, you actually wanting to have a child, and you seeing your wife go through this, and then you having your own. And a lot of times the men will try to be there even more for the woman, for the wife, So you guys, that was something that I really liked. You guys being able, that was really big. A lot of times people in life have certain experiences, no matter what it is. And them sharing their story definitely has an impact on other people and helping them. And a lot of times helping other people allows you to also help your own self. And so that's see what happened here.
Yeah. I think it definitely did that. Like we kind of helped. It definitely helped.
Yes, it did.
Alhamdulillah. Well, I commend both of you all for having the courage to share the video, share your experience, because again, just being an example to other people, and knowing that Allah has a bigger plan. And so, inshallah, as that bigger plan unfolds, I'm sure that there's going to be some beautiful outcomes and things that will come into fruition in the future.
I mean.
So as we're moving on, one thing that I love about you all are meals. Okay, so I saw those iftars, honey, that you were making the other night with the noodles. Okay, so when you talk about the meals, and it's so ironic because look, I'm gonna plug my little self. The only little snippet that Rabia and I were in was the meal when we were praying in the kitchen. And so it reminded me of when, of course, I first met you and you were preparing a meal. And to me, food is so quintessential to signifying like love and connection. Just me personally, I love to cook. And so when I have a meal, I'm like, okay, we're going to go on, even on vacation, right? My girls know. When I'm like, okay, I'm going to make this meal for you all, because to me, it's like, I'm showing that I love you. I'm showing that, this palette is so diverse, and I want you all to share and experience this, because I know that at the end of the meal, they're always going to remember. It's going to create these beautiful memories. And so who is the biggest foodie between the two of you?
It's not even a question.
Who?
It's not a question whatsoever. Right here. Right here.
It's me.
It is. It's not even remotely. Now, if you ask me to cook, for sure, her. But foodie, not a question.
Okay.
I think it's a tie. It's a tie,
baby. Not even remotely. Not even close. See, the thing about Shy is, what she likes, and she'll run it into the ground, because if she finds something she likes, she'll eat it every day if she can.
Right.
With me, I venture out. I like to try to do different things. You know, you might not like it, but okay, but then there's like 10 other things you like. So I always tell her you have to just try stuff, you know, and just your palate will thank you later.
When I perfect something, I make it all the time.
I love it. What's the one thing that you make perpetually?
He probably had beef lomming 3 times for the week already.
See, we went to this Italian spot a couple of days ago. She had like some shrimp ravioli, and she was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "See, you didn't want to go at first, but now that you tried it, you see, you know."
Yeah, it was good.
So, now you're gonna have ravioli for a month.
I remember when Shai first came to the United States, there was like hardly anything that she liked to eat. And it was like, no, I'm not eating that. I don't want that. I'm not eating that. And what is that?
She'd be like,
Now she eats everything.
Oh yeah.
Everything.
Now she's definitely opened herself up a lot more. Yeah. Now she still is like her Caribbean, like we be trying to, make something and she always has to put her Caribbean seasoning stuff in. I'm like, baby, this is not supposed to be Caribbean food today.
He says not everything is green.
Yeah, now you have to put the same ingredients in everything because it's all going to taste the same. Like, try different things. Like,
so you all have had some Caribbean Mexican food yet?
Yes, all the time. I love
it. I love it.
And it's hilarious. It's hilarious. And then even Chinese food, like she's like the Chinese food in America it's not good. It sucks. Like,
did I say America or just here?
No, you said America. We was in New York, baby. We was in Atlanta. We've been traveling, and then, but it's like because you guys put Caribbean stuff in Chinese food, it's not really Chinese food, you know.
Right. I love it.
So, but yeah. By the way, we were just talking about like the wonderful stuff that we did film that fortunately didn't, but also the people. So unfortunately, that was out of our hands because we had a lot of people that didn't get a chance to be like yourself in it. So
yeah.
Yeah, one of the things I love is your fashion sense. Both of y'all have a very good fashion sense. Yeah. Both of y'all have a very good fashion sense. Let me just that. So Shaeeda, I know couples or different people always comment about your fashion sense. And I think you did like a head wrap tutorial, hijab tutorial. Tell us a little bit about that and your fashion sense and how important is that to you?
Well, today, because of Ramadan, I have to be like simple Sarah. So you see me very simple, but I love fashion. I mean, I love how you ladies rock your head wrap. I think Nefertari does one of the most amazing job in wrapping hijabs. I wish she was here to wrap my hijab for Eid, but I'll have to do that on my own. But I love fashion. I don't like to see the hijab being worn one way, like under your chin and just looking like so unattractive. So I like to make sure the hijab looks appealing. So whether I have it like this now today and put on my earrings, I might want to do it in a turban. Like when I went to Montreal recently, I had a turban. It's always nice to treat it like you are proud to wear it, and you want to wear something and rock it and feel proud that you're wearing it, and you want that hijab to connect with your fashion sense. Mm-hmm. So when I rock the hijab, I try to make it look appealing and attractive for people to be like, oh, I love that. She doesn't look sad and oppressed. She looks happy and she rocks it well. So I try to do a little something. Thanks to my sister-in-law, Nefertari has helped me along the way, and you ladies as well. I love how you guys style the scarf.
So, wearing your hijab or your scarf, because it's not really hijab, but wearing your scarf different ways, it's almost like when you're feeling like, I want to wear these pair of pants or this skirt or this jacket. It depends on how you feel on how you wrap your hair for the day.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to tell them the real truth?
What's the real truth?
That I pick out your outfits.
No, you don't. He's colorblind, so he can't pick out my outfits.
He's colorblind. That part is true. Maybe the style, but not the colors, huh?
Maybe the style, not the color part.
All right, so I know we were talking about the fashion and the food. And when you think about fashion and food and different things, it kind of makes me think about the culture. So I know one of the things you guys were trying to merge together when you guys first got together, as far as living together, was culture differences. And so, how has that experience been, and where are you guys now compared to where you were when you first got together?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, baby.
You go ahead.
You know, she is Trini to the bone, as she would say. You know, but that's the beauty of, you know, like Islam, is that Allah says He made you into different tribes and different nations and cultures so that you can get to know one another. Um, you know, so she's opening up to learn, you know, our culture, our way, like, you know, she's have had some soul food a couple times, you know. She's like, she realized like she loves it, but she can't eat it all the time. And I was like, I can't eat it because like
it's been going straight to my hips, ladies, so I have to hold back.
You know, but the peach cobbler and all that stuff. So, but she's definitely have adapted now to learning different, you know, different cultures and stuff like that, from the foods to just, you know, our lingo, our swag, and, you know, and all those other different, even just our faith, because, you know, we know that we have like the things that are basic, you know, from all around the world, that how people practice Islam, but then also you have your culture that, you know, adds to that as well too. So she's also learning different things when it comes to that, you know, learn different things as well too, you know.
Yeah. So, the only thing I haven't gravitated to is the dance moves. I realize whenever time I go out to an event with Bilal, there's certain dance moves that everyone knows how to do.
She's talking about like
a line dancing.
Yeah.
Like the electric slide or
yeah. So
I remember the video when they did the line dancing at the party that you guys went to. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I see somebody was training you in the background. You was doing pretty good trying to get it.
I am open to it, and I'm still learning how to dance.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I saw the video of that as well. And don't forget to talk about the Kansas City Chiefs now. I see you rocking that red. Okay.
I am a huge fan. Who would have thought? Yeah. I'm a huge fan.
But we went to a couple of games and stuff, and but we did go to the Super Bowl parade.
Yeah.
And she was like, I am not doing that again. Because it was just so many people.
Yeah.
It was cold that day. And you had to be out there like hours and hours and hours like ahead of time. So it was literally a whole day.
A whole day.
Yeah, a whole day event. Yeah. So she's like, I experienced it. We won a Super Bowl. Yay. Okay, I'm not doing that again. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you got to come out with your layers on, about 10, 20 layers, and just unpeel it.
You know? I told her before we left the house, you know, she thinks she's used to the cold weather. That I'm like, I'm never used to the cold weather. You know, so she has these little ankle socks on. I was like, girl, you don't put some.
Yeah. So, my toes were freezing.
She learned that day.
Right. Well, both of you all have your own businesses, right? And Bilal, you have helped Shaeeda to basically bring her yoga business into the States, right? Mm-hmm. So what was that experience like, helping her kind of transition to where she was normally, you know, like doing everything for herself and where she was at, into moving it into the States and really gathering like a following, as well as like, hey, trying to establish it here in America? How was that?
When it comes to like yoga, I mean, she's phenomenal at what she does for his yoga. So she has that stuff down like nobody's business, you know. So the business aspect of like just learning something different, you know, from, you know, this how things are operated in the States, you know, you have to, you know, be incorporated, you know, getting, you know, your license and get an EIN number. I mean, the basic stuff that, you know, everybody has to do, you know, getting a bank account and all these different things. And then learning, you know, just, you know, a CRM and, you know, getting, you know, employees and, you know, VAs and stuff too, you know, and having, you know, like really just taking yourself like from doing everything and kind of working on the business instead of working in the business.
Right.
So learning all that aspect.
Yeah, he has been phenomenal when it comes to helping me with that. Like the business aspect of doing it in America, which is different from back home.
Yeah.
He's definitely been helping me big time.
Yeah.
How's business coming for you, Shaeeda? I know that you have your online classes.
Yeah.
Classes a few times a week.
Yeah, it's been, January, it was going amazing. Everybody was on the fitness train. Everybody wants to join a class. I feel like coming down to summer now, I feel like students are, dropping out. But my job as a business owner is to keep consistent at it, whether people don't want to subscribe anymore, but I would always keep promoting to have new students enrolled. So for my job as a business owner, it's like I can't quit now. I have responsibilities, so I have to continue my classes, whether if it's just 15 people show up or whether it's 50. I have to continue my classes. Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. And that's the thing. Yeah, we kind of mentioned about how, in everybody's business, but specifically the industry of fit, you have your peaks and valleys, and everybody has a New Year resolution to do this, get fit, and all that. So you have an influx of people, and then it starts to taper off or whatever. But you still have your motivated people come every Wednesday and every Sunday and all that stuff. But as you continue to keep marketing, then more new clients come in and stuff like that too. So
the next big wave would be, people trying to get that summer fit on.
Yes,
exactly, because they want that bikini body.
Yeah.
They do.
You're gonna be wearing it just at home.
Right. I love that, Bilal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Bilal, you're in real estate, right? So tell us your business in real estate and how's that going?
Yeah, so I've been doing real estate for a number of years. Back when my hair was completely black and I didn't have any gray hair. So, but yeah, right. I started out as an investor, investing property. Still do that to this day. I will always do that for the rest of my life. But also, getting into like the real estate or realtors. Spectrum now. More of helping clients find their dream home. Doing a lot more like luxury real estate, what some people say. But also, like when I say luxury too, luxury is not a price point. Luxury is an experience. So my job is to provide an absolutely amazing experience to my clients and make them feel give them that luxury experience. I mean, it's a difference when you ladies go into Walmart. No shade to Walmart. Versus because if Walmart wants to give us some endorsements, we definitely would love that. But it's a difference if you walk into Walmart versus you walk into Nordstrom's or
Target. Yeah, even Target.
Yeah, so it's a different experience. Yeah, actually, if you want some sparkling water or something like so it's like so yeah, so things are going good.
And Bilal, not to like. Don't take it light, like look, it's just a little luxury. No, the homes that you show on your screen, and they are beautiful, beautiful homes. So alhamdulillah, it's almost like so easy to entice people. Hey, would you like this beautiful kitchen? Would you like to be on this backyard? And of course, you and your posing and all that stuff. Super
yeah,
nice.
No matter what price range somebody's in, whether it's the high end or median, lower end, here to help. And no matter where you live at. So you could be in Georgia looking for something, feel free to reach out. Have contacts all around the country. So it'd be lovely to connect with people and help people.
Well, speaking of all around the country, I know you used to travel a lot. And so one of the other things that you do that I like is not only do you do what you do with real estate, but you also like to teach and coach other people to be able to do what they do. So how are you, do you see yourself doing more in that, in the coming months?
Yeah, I would love to. I really miss it so much. I think I did one was like a month ago.
I thought I remember seeing
so that was really cool just to be back out there and just to get I don't know, it's something that I really love, passionate about, just empowering people, its purpose through financial education, and so inshallah I would love to be able to get back out there and do a lot more. I have stopped traveling significantly compared to what I used to do, really, since she came to the States, but kind of miss getting out there, but I was gone like every weekend, so it's great to kind of be planning a little bit more too. But I definitely miss it.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else that you guys would like to share, or just let the world know, because it's your platform right now?
The only thing I would like to the world to know is that this whole miscarriage definitely bond us closer as a couple, and that's one of the beautiful things that came out of it. The bad experience, I felt like we both, we both feel as a couple, and we got like glued together, and I was really happy for that. Like I feel so connected to my husband. He's my strength. He's my pillar. He's my everything. And every day when I wake up, I'm grateful to have him in my life.
That's amazing. That's awesome. I know when I see you guys out there, and I know you're my family, my brother, my sister, but when I get because I know behind the scenes and being able to see you guys out there on social media, it warms my heart, and some people when they meet me or see me out, well, how are they doing? And then I'll get to tell them about, go check them out. Go look on YouTube, go see them on Instagram. I'm like, it's real. They're doing great. They're doing awesome. So you guys are just definitely doing good things and striving in a good way. And I really love the way, like you said, you wear your religion on your sleeve. So, you keep Islam first, you keep God first, and whatever it is that you're doing. And so I think that's one of the things that really make you illuminate, beyond what you can do is God's work.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. I mean, before we went into the area of being, I guess, what do you call it, public figures?
Limelight.
We we prayed so much about it, before we did it, and then we both felt like, okay, well, this is what the direction Allah wants us to go, and then the backlash and all those things that came, it was pretty tough, but it was tougher for me specifically when you was like, man, like when your own people, you're hearing certain people say stuff, who are African American, then also like Muslim, you're like, man, like y'all know me, and then but realizing not to get in trouble, TV is TV, and and you have real things, and let's just say that, but it's but then as you continue just to put your head down, and like Allah, Allah's God, and you feel like Allah moves in that direction, and that there's going to be something better that comes after this, after the whole everybody hates you, type moment. And alhamdulillah, Allah, guided us through, and we're here.
And so I know we only have a couple of minutes left, but because you all both are public figures, Shaeeda, what advice would you give to young women who are wanting to still be Muslim, maintain their Islam, but still want to be maybe brand ambassadors? What is some advice you want to give to the young women out today?
I was just telling them, try not to compromise your religion. There's no price tag to your religion. Don't compromise it. I feel like people think that they have to give up this in order to get that. You could try to have both, but yet there's a balance and there's boundaries. And you can still be an brand ambassador. Just make sure whatever brand it is, it's something halal. And it could still be fashionable, still be beautiful, not in a vulgar way, in a modest way, but still try to give the dawah and do it still. And, I think once you remain true to Islam and yourself, you will be good.
Really, that. Thank you so much for that. So we want to, again, thank you all so much for coming on today. Nefertari, you have a closing statement before we ask people to follow us, like us, and subscribe?
No, not, it was just pretty much saying, loving them as examples of being Muslim. And I think that was a great ending. Even just talking about influencers, I thought that was a great question. Just being a great example. Yeah. Like I said, you just never know with the things that we do in our day-to-day lives and who is watching us and the impact that it will have on them. So we love you all for that. And that is part of what we strive to do with Rock the Crown, is be good examples for our viewers. Bring topics that are interesting to them, things that they can learn from and benefit from, closer to Allah.
Yeah,
for sure. That was our goal. show our vlog is to show us our real life, show Islam, because a lot of people don't see what Islam is, and you'll see we're human beings just like everybody else. We have our ups and downs like everybody else, etc. And it was like even our vlog is a whole nother tool to really just bring dawah, tell you how many people message us and interested about Islam. Some people became Muslim. So it's
I love it.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so as we're closing out, we again want to remind everybody and thank everyone for joining us. Ramadan Mubarak. Ramadan is coming to an end. Sadness, but happiness. And so next week we will be enjoying our episode 4, but also on our maybe 3rd day of Eid. So we'll see how that goes. But we want to encourage our audience members to like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Instagram. And until next week, peace out.
Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.
Assalamu alaikum.
Blessings.